long time ago. In dog years, 147 years ago. I was the skinny kid, the dorky guy that played the piano, played the violin, and did everything that my mom wanted to do. Yeah. So if you want to go play with your friends, you have to play on the piano for 2 hours. And all I wanted is to get dates. So at age 16, I found my love and my passion in the gym. And I was lucky enough to actually be a member in the gym, get to the gym, start working out, and just watching what other people do and kind of follow, and if I'm doing it right. And then like every guy that started lifting, it's not about the lifting, it's about how much you lift. You want to do more, and basically you work your ego from the inside out. I was lucky enough that I had really good genetics, and I saw my body changing real fast. So I decided that I'm going to do my first competition because I look so good. And I had no clue how to eat, besides the fact that in front of my friends I look real good. And I start getting dates, I'm like, yeah. So the first contest, I picked the biggest contest I can pick, of course, because I'm the best, right? You're 17, you know it all, and no one can tell you otherwise. Do it like that? No, I got it. So the first show I did, and I got my ass whooped. That's my first experience to learn how to be humble. It was so humbling to a point that I learned that you have to be the best. You have to train with the best. You gotta find someone that knows more than you. You gotta find someone that actually experienced, and the journey that they experienced took them to become a winner. And I said, I swear that my next show, I would have to do whatever it takes to be a winner. So I went to the guy that won the show, and I said, what would it take for me to be like you? And it didn't take more than 8 months that I won my first show. And the first show, I told everybody, come to the show, my family, my friends, come to the show. At the end of the show, I'm like, I wish they never came. So the second show, I didn't tell anyone. And then this is pretty funny, so what happened is the TV station interviewed me. So I'm talking, and I'm like, oh my God, I really won the show. I come home, and my mom's like, how come you didn't tell me? I'm like, told you what? I just saw you on TV. Like, wow, that's fast. I haven't had any cookies yet. So, right after that, I joined the military. I served in Desert Storm. Yeah, that was 20-something years ago, right? 747 years in darkness, right? The first 2 years were very hard because eating in the military is very tough. And you run all the time. I felt like Forrest Gump. And then I got shot in the ass, so it was like complete Forrest Gump. So one day my officer called me, hey, Chippendale, come here. Chippendale? What's that? Like, don't you know? I'm like, no, not really. I'm like, is that a show? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm doing another show. So, because he was so into working out and stuff, I got permission to leave the camp and to start exercising and training and actually work with the cooks and the chef to cook my food that I needed. Because by now I already know what's better choices or what I need to do to win the next show. And I sure did, because I didn't want to be like the first show. Finished the military. I served in the military 4 years. I went right to school big mistake. Actually, you know, you learn that the only thing that you learn in life is from your mistakes. I've never learned anything from my successes. I only learn from my mistakes. And that's one thing, when in one of the interviews, the producer asked me, so why do you think you're the guy for the job? And I said, because I screw up so many times. And I know what not to do. So really my purpose is to teach people how to do things right. And the foundation of everything that Body Beach is all about is about safety, form, and have fun. Because lifting weights like CrossFit can be really boring. And then from there, after about 1.5 years in college back home, I came here on a short trip, and I'm like, yep, that's where I need to be. But to stay here, I needed to stay here on a long visa. So I came to University of Central Florida, and the first semester my mom came to visit me because she couldn't believe that I'm really going to school. And from there, just my whole journey in bodybuilding and educating and teaching and how to lift other people besides lifting yourself. Because when it's about you, when you can't share it with no one, you just do things for yourself. You really cannot tell anyone else what to do, because when you give someone advice and you don't live it, when you try to fix someone, you can't fix them. Unless you are changing yourself, you're doing the hard work, you give it all you got, you speak from the heart, you see the changes, your beliefs is someone else's hope. And that's what Beachbody is all about. You guys are the coaches that in the front lines, you guys that are making the changes when you have, and that's one thing in Summit that I was so impressed, is the 5,000 people and the quality of the people and the happiness to be there, talking to so many people. And it was never about money. It was about how my relationship got better, how I'm a better husband, I'm a better wife. Now I can put my kids in the right school that I always wanted. Just how becoming a better person. That's what I got from Summit, really. Is something so special that you just don't see it anywhere else. I did tons of magazine covers because, like everything else, you think you want the nice car, you think you want the nice house, you think you want everything to be perfect, and a lot of times in life, it doesn't look like you want to. That picture perfect that you see in the mall when you walk in and you see the picture frame with the husband and wife looking so happy, smiling. Oh yeah, that's what I want. And then it doesn't look like it. Then you get disappointed. So my saying always is, take your expectation and change your expectations with appreciations. Always trying to find the gift of what you get. And something I want to share. Is it okay to share that?
Okay.
One night I had a conversation on Facebook. I think it was a full moon. And Sherry posted something on Facebook, and I wrote her something back, and I was really touched by what she wrote. And I said, sister, you gotta change the story. It's not what happened to you, it's what happened for you.
That's right.
And that's the only way that you would recognize the gift, because we all have things in our way. We all have things that we think that my pain is the worst. You don't understand. My boss is the meanest boss. And everybody at work, I can't stand them. You don't know. Trust me. So what I know, that pain is pain. And if you want to change it, only you can change it because you created it. If you want love, give love. If you want someone to be better yourself. And being on all these magazine covers, I've never, I can say never, and it's been, I did lots of magazine covers. Because my ego was so big that I wanted to get bigger. But what I was really missing is the joy of really what those magazines was the purpose of. And for the longest time, I thought I had a purpose, but then I realized it was just my ego talking. Until I found what really my purpose in my life is, and what I'm really passionate about. And when you get your purpose lined up with your passion, money and everything else will come with it. You don't have to chase it, it will come to you. It's really what I see in each one of you is we all have the same mission, we all have the same purpose. And when I talk to each one of you, each coach, I can feel the passion, the drive. It could be someone that's doing Turbo Fire, it could be someone that's doing Insanity, it could be someone that do any of the programs. It doesn't matter. It's just the point that you are passionate about it. You really want to see a change. But then you realize, you know, when you do all these challenges, the challenge really is how you're going to lead by example. How are you going to go home, cook, eat, and that takes a lot of effort. What are you doing by doing that? You're teaching your kids, you're teaching your loved ones, you're teaching your friends that you're not an outsider, you're actually an insider. And when you are believing in your purpose, nothing will get in your way, nothing. Because knowing who you are is huge. And just your present is enough. And I always say when I go and talk in other places, or I talk to young kids, or I talk to people that struggle, I say, you're the queen, and as long as you know you're the queen, anywhere you go, you know you're the queen. And it doesn't matter what you wear, or if you fixed your hair, you're still the queen. Same thing with the king, and since there's lots of ladies here, I always like to say a joke, and it's perfect for this town because there was another town, a small town, that the mayor had a huge ego. And he was doing every 3 months this huge parade. So he had this convertible car and he's standing up and his wife sitting right next to him. And then they passed by him to see this butcher guy in a small shop standing outside and cheering. And he said, "Isn't it your ex-boyfriend?" He's like, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, you see, you will still be cutting chickens and beef if you were still with him." She's like, "Honey, if I was with him, he would be the mayor."